1955. The place, New Delhi. The visitor, Premier Chou En-lai of China, then a votary of peace, friendship, coexistence. But only 7 years later, the Chinese mask of friendship and peace was discarded. The goose-stepping Chinese army widened into an arc which attempted to embrace the Himalayas. On the 20th of October 1962, Chinese regulars in massive strength attacked Indian territory. India accepted the challenge and started organizing her defenses. It was found that some Chinese nationals living in India, especially those inhabiting the sensitive border areas, were security risks. As a precautionary measure, they were interned according to normal international practice in times of war and national emergency. But in keeping with its tradition of hospitality and goodwill, India decided to ensure maximum facilities to those unavoidably interned. A small town in Rajasthan, Deoli, was selected as the venue of a camp for the Chinese internees. Deoli was handpicked because of its dry and healthy climate and generous water resources. The camp is large and spacious, with plenty of room for people to wander about in. A powerhouse at the campsite has been supplying electricity. Every care has been taken to ensure adequate sanitary conditions. Of over 20,000 Chinese nationals living in India, only about 2,300 persons from the border areas have been in this camp. Theirs has been an unavoidable internment, for a government's first duty is to the security of its country. Acts of subversion and sabotage have to be guarded against, and potential fifth column activities nipped in the bud. The Deoli camp has been no prison. In fact, it has also been a protective measure for the Chinese nationals from the wrath of the Indian people, angered by the invasion of their land. At the camp, all facilities for a normal life have been provided. Running tap water has been available all the 24 hours. The camp has been divided into 5 wings for administrative convenience. Each of the wings has been under a leader elected by the internees through secret ballot. Fresh provisions and food have been supplied each day. To ensure the kind of diet the internees were used to, fresh fish has been made available twice a week. Vegetables have been a daily routine, plenty of them in all their variety. Once each week, pork and eggs. Mutton thrice a week. Milk at the rate of an ounce for an adult and half a litre for each child under 5 has also been part of the daily diet. Community kitchens, one for each wing, organized by the inmates, have been looking after the cooking sector. It has been a well-balanced diet, 2,500 calories for each adult. The younger generation has received special attention, the education of the children being accorded high priority. All requirements, such as slates and books, have been provided free. The health of the internees has been looked after by a 50-bed hospital. There has been no dearth of drugs and medicines in the hospital, all freely available. A feature of the hospital is X-ray equipment. Staffed by a well-trained team, 2 doctors, one of them a woman, have been in constant attendance. Whenever special treatment has been necessary, patients have been sent to hospitals at nearby Ajmer, Jaipur or Kota. The Deoli camp has provided the internees with opportunities to pursue their religious beliefs and convictions. The children have had every freedom, and with toys for the asking, it has been pleasant going indeed. A variety of consumer goods has been available at a canteen specially organized for the internees. There have been arrangements for distribution of mail and mailing of letters from the camp. Books, magazines, periodicals and newspapers have been available on a liberal scale. Recreational facilities have been provided, and the inmates, both young and old, have taken full advantage of them. The Deoli camp has been run in the spirit of the Geneva Convention regarding treatment of aliens, prisoners and hostiles. The camp was visited by Mr. André Durand of the International Red Cross. In his report, Mr. André Durand said, "Every facility was given to the delegate of the International Committee of the Red Cross during his visit to see the camp and the building and receive the internees' requests." Apart from generous treatment, the internees have been given free choice as to whether they prefer to stay in India or be repatriated to China. The choice for many has been unequivocal and clear, as in the case of Mr. and Mrs. Lee.
I am born in India, and there's no question that I should go back because my family and everything is settled in Darjeeling. And another thing is, I don't like the way of communistic method of ruling or living, because I have acquired the method of the democracy of India, and the constitution is also suits me well. So it's no question that we should go back.
For people like Mr. and Mrs. Lee, India was their home, and they represented 5 out of every 6 Chinese nationals in India. For the 2,300 interned or repatriated, there were over 18,000 Chinese nationals living their everyday lives as freely as any Indian citizen, and they continue to do so today. Only 10% of the Chinese nationals in India exercised their inalienable right and opted for repatriation. This 10% have been allowed to take all their belongings. Each internee has been sanctioned foreign exchange worth 666 Indian rupees towards his return to China. The less affluent among the internees have been provided with a variety of garments, including warm clothing. Transportation to the port of embarkation, Madras, has been free. A small-sized clinic with medicines, doctors, nurses and attendants has travelled with the trains. On one of the journeys, a new Chinese citizen came into the world, and thanks to the doctor and the nurse, his arrival was a healthy and happy one. This is Madras, port of embarkation. A Chinese ship waiting in the harbour for the internees. The departure has been smooth and efficient. All formalities speedily completed. The wishes of those who wanted to go back to their motherland have been respected. The choice to return to China has been theirs. India has no quarrel with them, as it has none with the Chinese people. But India will resist the unreasonableness and the brutality of the Chinese government, as any country proud of its freedom must. Those who have left the country have India's good wishes. Those who have elected to remain are honoured guests.